In this video tutorial, we are going to see how to visualize the KML files using Google Earth that is running on Jetstream Atmosphere virtual machine. KML files are the output of optimization app that is present in the bioenergy portal. Before I show you how to visualize the KML files, I want to list down two requirements for the visualization through Jetstream portal. The following are the requirements. The first one is having an XSEDE account and an XSEDE allocation. You must have an XSEDE account and an XSEDE allocation to access Jetstream so that you can run Google Earth application on Jetstream virtual machine. And the number two is going to be TACC multi-factor authentication. The optimization results are stored on TACC Corral storage system. To access TACC resources within Jetstream, TACC multi-factor authentication has to be enabled. I have provided the links for the documentations of XSEDE and TACC multi-factor authentication pages in the description. Please go through them before we begin the visualization process of the KML files. To begin the visualization process, we have to navigate to the visualization page. We can access the visualization page from the Tools option. This page contains two links. The first link is for Jetstream portal. The second link is for Google Earth web. In this video, we're going to focus more on Jetstream visualization. When you click on the first link, it would open a new tab and it's going to show you XSEDE login page. And if you remember, I mentioned that you should have an XSEDE login and an XSEDE allocation to access Jetstream portal. And I'm going to enter my XSEDE credentials to access Jetstream app. And remember, XSEDE credentials and TACC credentials are different. Even though I have the same username for both the portals, you cannot use your TACC credentials on XSEDE login pages and it wouldn't let you sign in. And when I click on the sign in, it's going to take me to the home page of Jetstream portal. After we log into the Jetstream portal, we got to create a project, and the images can be housed under the project folder. Let me show you how to create a project under a Jetstream portal. So you got to click on this option projects. It will take you to the project listing, and to create a new project, you got to click on this button, create new project, and it would show you a window, and here you can enter the name for your project and write some description for the project. Okay, I have given the project name and the description for this project, and then I'm going to create it. So once the project is created, it will be listed under this page, and if you click on this one, it would take you inside the project. Since it's a newly created project, that you wouldn't find any instances or volumes that are running. The next thing that we have to do is that we have to create an image, and that image would run the Google Earth application for you. So to do that, you got to click on the new option and then click on instances. And if you see, there are three options listed. We got to navigate to the show all option and then search for the image bioenergy. And this is the image that comes pre-built with Google Earth application and other scripts that would take your data from TACC Corral storage and put it on your Jetstream instance. So this is a pre-built image. You just have to click on it and then customize it, and then you can start running your Google Earth application. So I'm going to click on this image, and it's going to show me some options. And you can rename your instances. It's not that you got to just stick with this name. You can have like any name that you want, and make sure that you choose the image version 2.1. This is the the latest image that has like a functioning version of Google Earth and other scripts. And since we created this image under the test project, it is listed here by default. And you can, if you have like multiple allocations, you can choose them over here. And this is the important thing that we're going to discuss over here. The instance size. You have so many options down here, but I would suggest you to stick with medium or large. And sometimes like sometimes like instance size of small and quad will be listed, but don't choose those options, because the memory is so small that Google Earth won't run on such instances. So I'm going to choose medium instance, and the memory is 16 GB of RAM, and I think that should be enough for running Google Earth without any glitch. And once you're done that choosing the instance size, you got to click on launch instance. And this is gonna take some time, because the instances are created by the Jetstream portal. It will take some time, and maybe a minute or two, and you can see the status of your image. So once the image is launched, Jetstream takes a while to build and bundle your image, and you can see the status of your image that is being created. Right now it is being built. If you can go inside and see, you can still see the current activity that's done by Jetstream portal. So now it's still in the build status, so it will take some time to build the image with all the necessary applications to visualize the KML file, and then Jetstream like would run in the background to configure your IP address and other stuffs. So it's gonna take a while, maybe a minute or two, and I'm going to skip that part, and then I'm directly going to the part where I'll show you how to launch the created instance. Once the Jetstream portal creates your instance, the status of the instance changes from build to active. Once the status is active, you can open your instance. To open your instance, you got to scroll down and click on this option called Open Web Desktop. If you click on this option, it's going to open your instance in a new tab. And then it will take a couple of seconds to open your instance, and this is the instance that you're going to visualize your KML file on Jetstream. And first thing, before we visualize start visualizing data on this instance, we got to take import data from Corral storage, and then use it on this instance of Jetstream. So to do that, we got to use the tag Corral script that's on the desktop. So before we click on this one, I want you guys to make sure that this script is executable. So to do that, you got to click right click on this one and go to properties, and then the permission in the launcher option, you would see the option run in terminal. Please check that option, otherwise clicking the script wouldn't run it. So this option has to be checked, run in terminal. So in my case, it's checked. So if I go ahead and double click on this script, it's going to open up, and it's going to ask you for your TACC user ID. And remember, this user ID is different from the user ID that you use to log into Jetstream account. So I'm going to use my TACC user ID, and then it's going to ask my password. But before that, this is the first time I'm using the SSH from this instance, so you got to give yes. And then it asks my TACC password, and the next thing that it's gonna ask is for the TACC token. And if you remember, I put it on the first slide that you should have your token settings configured in the multi-factor authentication for TACC. And I have already installed a TACC token app on my mobile phone, and you can configure in such a way that you can get an SMS from the TACC systems. They might send you a token. In my case, I'm using a TACC token app, and it keeps refreshing the token. So I'm going to enter my TACC token. Once I do that, it's going to give access to my Corral storage. Once you do that, it's going to take all the data from the TACC Corral storage, and it's going to create a new folder called visualization on your desktop, and it's going to put all the data inside this one. And I can see my user ID here, and my files that I used for the projects will be found under this folder. Yes, most of my all of my project files are copied to this Jetstream instance. And right here I find the KML file that I generated using the optimization process on the bioenergy portal. I'm going to visualize this on the Google Earth application. Okay, let me minimize this and open up the Google Earth application. It should open up without any glitch, because the RAM is sufficient enough to run Google Earth on this instance. And don't worry about this notification, just click on launch anyway. And it will take a couple of seconds to fire up the Google Earth application for the first time, and that shouldn't be a problem. And then after that, it should be smooth, the application launching and closing of Google Earth. And close. And once now the Google Earth application is opened successfully, and I'm going to import the KML file to visualize on Google Earth. So I'm going to navigate to the folder called visualization that's on my desktop. Archive, and let me change it to the option all files. Okay. So now it shows the KML file that I want to visualize, and I'm going to open it. It's going to take a couple of seconds to visualize the data. So it did. It successfully visualized my KML file that I got from my optimization process. And you can play around on this option just to uncheck or check some of the parameters, and customize your visualization. So that's how we visualize the KML files on Google Earth application that's running on Jetstream account. Once you're done with all the visualization, I would suggest you to suspend the Jetstream instance rather than stopping it, because when you stop it, the status of the instance is not active, but it's gonna it's gonna use your SUs, and you might end up losing the SUs, and you might have to purchase some more allocations from Jetstream. So to do that, like, just click on the suspend option. That's gonna say that's gonna stop the instance. Also, it's gonna save you a lot of the computational units, and it will take some while to suspend your running instances. And that's all. That's from end to end. That's how you use Jetstream to visualize your KML files generated by the bioenergy portal. And I'll be covering the Google Earth Web option to visualize your KML file in another video. Thank you.